a slow start, that could do wonders for the team's confidence. And Seton Hill has it now again in the offensive zone. Griffins looking to pull even here. Just about halfway through this first quarter. Manbeck gives across to Stanners. Stanners moves it right back. Colin Mitchell now entering the zone for Seton Hill on the near side. First two goals came courtesy of the Cardinals, but the Griffins have pulled within one courtesy of the Maloney tally. Mitchell circles behind the cage, passes out front. Skirbo not able to get anything going, so he moves it across. Very patient approach here by Seton Hill in the early going. Manbeck comes in, fires across, and ends up in possession with Reimer. And now Stanners dishes back behind. And it seems like Willing Jesuit just trying to keep the Griffins to the perimeter right now. But that pass comes through, headed out of play. And ultimately the Griffins not able to capitalize on a lengthy offensive possession.
Yeah, Willing Jesuit's still doing a pretty good job here. But, you know, if you're Seton Hill, you know you can score goals. Even though you're behind, you were behind 2-0 and now 2-1. I think you still have a chance to know how good you are offensively and still remain patient.
5:45 left in the first quarter. As Burns smacked a few times coming through midfield, but still has it. Now he loses the cross, and it's flipped away. Some intense defense by Brett Craig with the flowing blonde locks. He's certainly a fan favorite here. Take another look at his effort. There goes the cross. Sounds like some of the coaches want to push the pace a little bit for the Griffins. Seton Hill again trying to set up in the offensive zone. Rush has it. Moves it to Stanners up high. Stanners trying to find a crease. Gets inside, turning shot. And a good opportunity for Stanners, but not able to find the back of the net. Possession to stay with the Griffins. It's been a beautiful day thus far. Good turnout here in Greensburg, and I want to thank everyone that didn't make it that's watching the broadcast live, or you could go and check it out archived as well. As now Willing Jesuit comes up with possession and moves it up into the offensive zone. The pass an errant one, however, but ultimately the Cardinals are the first team to it. Smith had it inside, but not able to find the mark. And timeout called, stopping play with 4:28 remaining. Timeout taken by the Cardinals.
Yeah, Sean, you look at this game, kind of a low-scoring affair, certainly in the first 15, 16 minutes of it. But, again, the Griffins, I mean, they're a team that you heard Chris Isles, you mentioned one of the members of the coaching staff was yelling at his team to use a little more urgency. And obviously the coaching staff knows the team better than we do, so obviously they want a little more urgency. But still a lot of time to go here, a lot of time left in this game, and definitely still a chance for Seton Hill to find its offense. But again, this was a tight game the first time these teams played. Again, 10-6 final score. Wheeling Jesuit has a very, very small chance of getting into the NCAA tournament, but they have nothing to lose here because even if they win 2 games, I don't know that they make it into the NCAA tournament. They probably won't. But they're going for a conference championship here today, much like Seton Hill did last year. They didn't get into the tournament, but they won the conference championship. So definitely a dangerous team.
Yeah, just 6-8 overall, but you can finish 8-8 and get a banner out of it. I think you would say that's a pretty good finish for the Cardinals. As we're just about set to resume action, 4:28 remaining in quarter number 1. The visiting Cardinals holding a 2-1 lead over the homestanding Seton Hill Griffins here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Semifinals action in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Winner of this one advances to Saturday's championship game, and then the Griffins will find out their fate Sunday night at 7:30 regarding the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, the selection show will be streamed on the NCAA website, so definitely want all the Griff fans and everybody out there watching that can tune into that.
Burns has it for the visitors, gets it down low for Wheeling Jesuit. Now over to the far side, back to Burns up top. Burns trying to find a teammate and gets it down below the cage. Now Getz, that being Travis Getz. Turning shot, that one seemingly just missed the mark, although good positioning by the Griffins goalkeeper Eisman. Take another look. You see the missed opportunity for Wheeling Jesuit.
Yeah, good job by Eisman there. He was hugging the post, nowhere to shoot for the or for the Wheeling Jesuit player there. So good job by Eisman positionally.
Yeah, Eisman again, he was honored as the conference goaltender of the year prior to this game beginning today. One of 4 honorees for the homestanding Griffins, including the head coach. Seton Hill tries to enter the zone in the form of Craig, and now a turning shot, and that one just fended away at the last second by Lilly, and it ricochets out of bounds. Wheeling Jesuit to take over possession. Now it's back to the goalkeeper, Lilly. Cardinals move it up and into the offensive zone. Jablonski dishes off down low from the far side of the field. Strong defense by Blaney of Seton Hill. Some discussion amongst the Griffins coaching staff and the officials about a prior call here on the near sidelines. As play continues. 2:25 remaining in quarter number 1. Wheeling Jesuit up 2-1 over the prolific scoring Griffins. They've been held in check thus far. Now a turning shot misses as a flag goes flying. Ball comes out in front, and it's a goal for Wheeling Jesuit. Looked like it was going to be a delayed penalty. It's not going to matter. Nico Seco finds the back of the net. It is 3-1 in favor of Wheeling Jesuit now. Saw the flag flying.
Number 31, Nico Seco.
Doesn't matter. Seco spins and unleashes a rifle shot.
Face off for the Cardinals.
As he beats Eisman.
Fernando Martinez.
It's now 3-1.
Number 5.
Beautiful goal by Seco. Looked like there was a lot of traffic. I don't know that Eisman saw it. And Seco, you saw where he let go of that shot. It was kind of below his knees or around his knees. And that was definitely a tough shot to see because of that by the Griffins goalkeeper. 3-1 Wheeling Jesuit.
Good look at the face-off upcoming. As they continue battle, ultimately, Wheeling Jesuit comes up with it. Now a whistle.
Going to have a hold here on Wheeling Jesuit, Sean.
That's maybe why they won that face-off ultimately. So, clock stopped with 1:58 remaining. Quarter number 1. Now back to action. And the Griffins have it in their own territory. First 2 goals of the game courtesy of Wheeling Jesuit. Logan Maloney got the Griffins on the board to make it 2-1, but Nico Seco, with 2:06 left in this first period, has extended the lead back to 2. As Craig loses his footing, double team, ball goes flying, but Seton Hill comes up with it. Good job to stay with it and keep possession. Bounce pass by Hofseth Aaron, however, and that leads to the change in possession with Wheeling Jesuit now getting it back. Just over a minute left in the opening stanza. Wheeling Jesuit in possession. Travis Getz has it. Moves it to Jordan Getz. He got the scoring going in this contest. Now the exposition for the Cardinals. Out in front. Turning shot is partially deflected on the attempt by Burns as it trickles out of play. It'll stay with the Cardinals. Turning shot. Good opportunity that time by Derek Downs, but he can't find the mark. Play continues with now 40 seconds remaining. Wheeling Jesuit trying to extend the lead to 3 goals. The good defense by the Griffins nearly forced a turnover. And now a whistle to stop play. There's some bumping going on between Banks Wilson and one of the Cardinals. Pretty good defense by Seton Hill, but ultimately Wheeling Jesuit still has it. Final 15 seconds of the quarter. Some of the people on the sideline screaming the amount of time left to the Cardinals so that they're aware as this ball goes out of play, and with 2.7 seconds remaining, likely the end of the first quarter. As it goes out to midfield, and that does bring quarter number 1 to an end. We'll take a break. It is 3-1 Wheeling Jesuit over Seton Hill 15 minutes in. You're watching 2018 Men's Lacrosse, the GMAC tournament here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Dino's Sports Lounge presents mouth-watering wings, voted the best in the state of Pennsylvania. 20 ice-cold beers on tap, giant man-sized sandwiches, and all sports known to mankind on multiple plasma and big-screen TVs everywhere you look. It doesn't take a genius to figure out Dino's is the place for the real sports enthusiast. Dino's Sports Lounge, 2 locations, Route 30 Latrobe and Greensburg.
Dino's reminds you to drink responsibly, have fun, stay safe.
I've been here at Seton Hill University since the program started.
He plays a big part of this team and this coaching staff.
I woke up in the ER and it just hit me there. I just had a heart attack. Dr. Suzuki was absolutely amazing. This is the guy that I want in my corner right now.
The more amazing thing was how well his group of wrestlers teamed up to help him out. And it's very similar to the teamwork that we have in cardiac surgery. I'm glad to just be part of the story.
It's always a great time to stop in at Jigger's Pub and Exports. It starts with Jigger's famous wings, voted best in Pittsburgh 2 years in a row. And with 18 sauces and 12 dry rubs to choose from, your taste buds will thank you. It doesn't end there, though. Jigger's also has hoagies, burgers, pizza, wraps, and homemade soups and salads. Check out their daily food and drink specials on jiggerspub.com. Open 7 days a week. It's Jigger's Pub on Washington Street in Export. It's always a great time to stop in at Jigger's.
1 quarter in the books, and surprisingly, Seton Hill on the wrong end of a 3-1 margin as Wheeling Jesuit off to the good start. Scored the first 2 goals of the contest, also finished the first quarter with a goal with just over 2 minutes remaining. Now Seton Hill in possession begin quarter number 2. Top-seeded Griffins, just 1 loss so far this season. Claimed a victory against Wheeling Jesuit in the regular season. The Griffins loss we mentioned was quite a while ago. It was just the second game of the campaign, 14-13 setback on February 17th. Seton Hill's Miller has it, near side. Gets to the middle, dishes across, now reverse to the opposite side. Powerful shot by Rush, misses the mark. Rush is a guy that has netted 24 goals this season. Griffins get it again in front, and a big save underneath as it looked like Lilly got a piece of that. Seton Hill again has it behind the cage. Griffins try to get it out front as a penalty upcoming. Turning shot, and it finds the back of the net. Zach Rush pulls his team within 1 early in quarter number 2. Second time we've seen a goal scored in this game on a delayed penalty. Take another look at Zach Rush.
Goal scored by number 4, Zach Rush.
Rush was
And on the assist, number 24,
able to
John
rip a
Miller.
shot straight away.
13:53 in the second. Griffin's goal, 4, Rush. Face off for the Cardinals, 21, Gwynn. For the Griffins, 5, Skirbo.
Yeah, you look at that replay, Sean. John Miller was falling down from to the left of the cage, and he was able to get that pass out of there. Fantastic job by number 24 for Seton Hill.
And now the Griffins win the faceoff. That's been a strength this season for Seton Hill, and an opportunity potentially to tie this game up.
Yeah, draw control, it's so important in lacrosse, and Jay Skirbo is one of the best in the country at faceoffs and also ground balls. He's only a sophomore, too. A lot of talented young players for Seton Hill.
Yeah, 70% on the draws. That's pretty good. Obviously, anything over 50%, you're doing your job. So the Griffins now down by a lone goal, 3-2, early stages of the second quarter here in Greensburg. Turning shot a bit high that time on the attempt by Petke. Griffins certainly seem like they have the momentum here. You see that shot attempt that just sailed a bit high as one of the Griffins knocked down to the turf, and it allows the Cardinals' Sesner to come up with it. Mass substitutions both ways. And now the keeper moves it out to the recently inserted Matt Lee. Lee started the game as an attack. Now the Griffins force a turnover. Could have an opportunity here in transition. Pass across to David St. Clair, but he felt back pressure, so he moves it down low. It's about 2.5 minutes gone in this frame. Turning shot in front, and the Griffins score again. The equalizer looked like it was number 22, Adam Reimer, the sophomore, who finds the back of the net, and the Pine Richland product has pulled the Griffins even.
Your Seton Hill goal scored by number 22, Adam Reimer.
Good job fending off the check. Travis gets as Reimer works his way all the way around
22,
and is able to outwit Lilly. So what a start to this second quarter
for the
Griffins.
Martinez, and for your Griffins, number 5, Skirbo.
We're now deadlocked as Skirbo looks to control another faceoff.
Yeah, Chris Isles, Seton Hill assistant coach, pumped up down there. He was, maybe you saw him at the bottom of the screen after the goal there, was pumping the fists, and not a great start for Seton Hill, but here they come.
And the Griffins win this draw. Seton Hill with 2 quick goals here in quarter number 2. Rush and Reimer. Plenty of R&R in this frame for the home squad. Pass to midfield for Seton Hill's Manbeck. Now he dishes across to the far side. Griffins faced a 2-goal deficit entering the second quarter, but less than 4 minutes in, they've pulled even. A team that certainly has the firepower to score in bunches. Griffins looking to take their first lead. Turning shot, that one partially blocked on the attempt by Rush as the teams battle for it on the far side. Wheeling Jesuit gets up to it first, but the loose ball was corralled by the Griffins. And the fans showing their appreciation here for the home squad. Now feed down low, pump fake, turning shot right off of the mask as Lilly, none the worse for wear as he absorbed a big shot from point blank, but he makes a stop. That one right off the helmet. Could hear it from where we're located up here in the press box. That'll ring his bell. Nonetheless, Griffins still have it. Wheeling Jesuit scored the first 2 goals of the game. Maloney pulled the Griffins within 1, but Seton Hill regained that 2-goal lead after a quarter of play, but Seton Hill's quickly pulled even. Stanners gets it behind the cage. Now the ball loose on the turf. Wheeling Jesuit trying to get it out of there, not able to do so. Now a race to the near side. Who's it goes to? It goes to the visiting Cardinals. The battle for the loose ball ultimately went in favor of Wheeling Jesuit. And now they're going to change the call. Might be able to hear that. The official right there saying it came out of the stick of one of the Cardinals, so Seton Hill gets it back. As the sun has disappeared and it looks as though some dark clouds making their way overhead. The feed goes through everyone in front. Ultimately, it's scooped up by Lilly, the netminder. And he advances to his teammate Fitzmartin. Fitzmartin hounded, able to spin off and maintain possession as he feeds to Mike Stillings. Stillings enters the offensive zone and gives to Lee. First time Wheeling Jesuits had it in the offensive zone for quite some time. Second quarter thus far has been dominated by the Griffins. Just about 9:40 remaining. Sean Myers and Dan Flicking here on this video broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have the second game as well. Number 2 Lake Erie, number 3 Mercyhurst.
Yeah, folks want to email in. We'd love to hear from you. The Seton Hill men's lacrosse team has an amazing following. So where it says email us on the screen there, on the broadcast screen, where it says Westmoreland Sports Channel 1, click on that, and we'll read your email live on the air. We want to hear from you.
Heard you were acknowledging some fans out of the country at a previous game.
Oh, yeah, they have a great following from all over the country.
An international following.
No doubt.
Wheeling Jesuit trying to get it in front. The ball trickles away, but it still stays with the Cardinals. Some great defense, however, as Downs is absolutely hounded for the Cardinals, but Wheeling Jesuit somehow maintains possession. And now Smith trying to probe his way inside. No room for him, however, so he dishes off. 8.5 left in quarter number 2. The team's deadlocked at 3 goals apiece. Semifinals matchup here, the 1-4 battle. Seton Hill won this tournament a year ago, had to go up to Erie to do it, defeating the host Mercyhurst Lakers. As a whistle stops play with 8:12 remaining. See some of the battles behind the cage. Lacrosse, very physical sport. There's timeout called now. Gives
timeout,
the coaches an opportunity to talk things over. The timeout is credited to the Cardinals.
Yeah, like you, Sean. Well, I'm assuming you didn't grow up playing lacrosse. I know you're a deck hockey guy.
I am.
But but you know, that's the one thing you notice, I think, immediately is how physical this game is. It's a really fun game to watch. So, you know, if we have people watching that don't know a whole lot about lacrosse, you know, definitely continue to watch. Whether you're watching here on WSN or the Big Ten Network or whatever, it's a lot of fun. It's high paced and physical, and guys really get after it.
And it's surprising to me, and I've watched some lacrosse over the years, how brave these players are to go out there with minimal equipment. Of course, they have the padded gloves, they have the helmets, but the bare legs is something that I'd probably be a little hesitant of, as you can see right here. That's just from a hockey
there you
ball.
Go, yeah.
I can imagine that things could get a little ugly out there when you absorb some smacks, but they're tough players. And you mentioned Seton Hill's a team that has dealt with some injuries, but a lot of these guys playing through a lot of bumps and bruises, I'm sure, throughout the campaign.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier about Jonah Gutentag. I don't know, did we see Jonah out there at all yet? I know he's supposed to sub in. I'm not sure yet. But Tyler Graham, another guy that is battling a torn ACL right now that has gotten some playing time too, which is absolutely insane, playing with a torn knee.
It's that time of year. You can play without risking further injury. These guys certainly are going to try their best to do that. Wheeling Jesuit with possession, trying to get the lead back, and a great save underneath by Eisman. Point blank shot, but the Griffins goalkeeper comes up big. So he was able to knock away that attempt by Matt Lee. Wheeling Jesuit still has it. Wheeling right on the border of West Virginia and Pennsylvania. Not much more than an hour from here. Now a feed hits off the side of the net from a sharp angle for Wheeling Jesuits' Jordan Getz. Getz potted the first goal of this game. Wheeling Jesuits scored twice in the first half of quarter number 1 to take the lead. Now a over-the-shoulder attempt misses errantly from Getz. Wheeling Jesuit still has it, however, as the Cardinals try to get it in front, but a good save by Seton Hill's keeper, Eisman. Now a whistle. There's a push in the crease. So Wheeling Jesuit maintains possession as the Cardinals utilize a substitution. Entering the game now is Jablonski. We've called his name a number of times for the visitors. Bit of a deliberate approach here for Wheeling Jesuit, and an errant pass trickles away. Seton Hill gets it right back. Unforced error that time by Wheeling Jesuit. Griffin struck early twice in this second quarter, but no scoring in the past 6+ minutes at this point. As the ball goes out of play, both teams getting a little sloppy here midway through the second. Jake Lilly advances ahead to his teammates for Wheeling Jesuit. Entering the zone is Schoenweit. He's netted a goal earlier. The ball moved up top to Samuel Skinner. Now to the far side with the goal line extended behind the cage. To figure a low-scoring affair like this, at least in the early going, favors the Cardinals. No team has been more potent offensively than Seton Hill this season. A little hesitation move by Downs as he tries to find some real estate. Turning shot from a sharp angle hits the side of the cage, and Seton Hill's Eisman has it. Now the Griffins walking it up near midfield. Craig dishes across. Stanners has possession as he protects the cross, and his pass off the mark. Had a teammate cutting but couldn't connect. And the turnover gives it back to Wheeling Jesuit, just under 5 minutes left. Now timeout taken by Seton Hill. The Griffins want to talk things over.
I want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors of Seton Hill University Men's Lacrosse, as you will be seeing commercials throughout our broadcast here today. I want to remind everybody that we will be broadcasting the Lake Erie and Mercyhurst matchup as well as part of the GMAC here today. Want to say hello to Greg Assad. He says, thanks for the stream, watching in Chicago, and he played for Rick Matthews on the first Seton Hill Lax team, and then he played for Coach Novotny. That's awesome. Greg says, great to see Coach Novotny still leading this program and how far the team and facilities have come. This is the first time he's been able to watch a game in 10 years. And again, he was on the first ever team here at Seton Hill. That's pretty cool to hear from Greg. So thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate that.
Trailblazer.
That is awesome. And again, you know, people sometimes don't realize how young this athletics program is in terms of male and female, because Seton Hill has only had male students since, 2001 or something like that. So, you know, there's not a whole lot of male alumni out there when you compare it to other schools. It's really cool to hear from the guys that were on the first teams.
But a lot of those men's sports are playing at a high level.
Yes, they are.
Baseball have a lot of success.
Baseball's actually playing today against Clarion. They moved their game from tomorrow to today, and the score is 1-1 in the second inning.
Wheeling Jesuit in possession here. Just over 4.5 minutes left in quarter number 2. Cardinals held a first quarter lead, 3-1, but Seton Hill 2 quick goals here to begin the second, and both offenses have been silent ever since. Last goal came courtesy of Reimer with 12:21 remaining in the frame. Now a loose ball. Seton Hill gets to it. Good job getting down to scoop that one up by Sillo. Substitutions both ways being made. Griffins go side to side. And now Craig, take a good look at that beautiful flowing hair that has become his trademark.
I don't know if there's anyone else out there that has the locks like that.
That takes some work. That does not grow like that overnight. Griffins now moving the ball around the perimeter. Feet in front, great opportunity, and they cap it off. Skirbo finishes underneath. Excuse me, that was Moran. Jack Moran, the leading goal scorer, adds another to his total. 48 in the regular season. He now has his 49th goal and the first lead of this contest for Seton Hill at 4-3.
Number 24, John Miller.
That is a guy that the Cardinals did not want to leave open.
Griffin's goal.
In prime scoring real estate, and Moran made a pay.
Well, Moran did a great job of getting open, but look at Miller once again. Beautiful pass. There were 3 black shirts there. And Miller, again, with another nice assist. This time he wasn't falling down, but that was just as pretty.
First time that the top seed has led in this contest. Coming with 3:36 left in quarter number 2. Griffins have netted all 3 of the goals here in this second quarter. Rush, Reimer, and Moran have found the back of the net. Griffins have it, looking to add to the lead as Rush moves it across. Now a pass behind the cage. Griffins trying to get it into the slot area, not able to do so initially, but still maintain possession. Goal line extended. Turning shot misses the mark a bit high. Get the feeling that Seton Hill really could turn this 1-goal lead into a pretty sizable lead quickly, however, with the way momentum shifting in their favor. Griffins just 1 blemish on the campaign this season. It came back in game number 2. Since then, the Griffins have been playing almost flawlessly. Opportunity to qualify for the NCAA tournament, pending on what happens over the next couple of days, as Colin Mitchell misses the mark with that shot. Griffins have it, now move it in front. The spinning backhand attempt just deflected the last second. Good defense by Wheeling Jesuit. It looked like it was Cesnar who was able to get the stick on it at the last second, or else it very easily could have been 5-3. Sun back out and shining as temperatures just shy of 80 degrees here. Feet in front, great finish backdoor. What a pass by Skirbo, and Craig able to finish. Or excuse me, that's Hoffseth able to finish. I'm always 1 number off, I'll get it. So Moran able to find Hoffseth backdoor, and what a beautiful feed, a gaping net for Hoffseth.
Your Seton Hill goal, scored by number 16, John Hoffseth.
Gets basically a tap in.
And on the assist, number 6, Jack Moran.
No chance for Lily on that one.
1:41 remaining in the second. Griffin's goal.
So Hoffseth from Moran, and that's the best looking offensive play we've seen from the Griffins today.
Face off for the Cardinals.
I continue to marvel at these passes, Sean. I mean, you mentioned a tap-in right there. I mean, the hardest part of some of these goals today for Seton Hill have been the pass. The shot has been the easier side of it, but you still got to execute both ways. Griffins 5, Wheeling Jesuit 3. And by the way, for people that are common viewers of Seton Hill lacrosse on the Seton Hill portal and and our broadcast as well. They're not allowed to play the horn today. They're not allowed to use the goal horn because it's technically supposed to be non-biased, I guess, because it's the GMAC tournament. So Coach Novotny was telling the guys yesterday after practice, unfortunately no goal horn today, but I think Seton Hill will get through.
Maybe we can get it up here in the press box and blast our ears out as Craig comes up with a steal for Seton Hill. Griffins up by a pair of goals in the final minute here of quarter number 2. Reimer behind the cage, tries to spin his way out, absorbs some contact. Turning shot, just misses the mark. Good attempt by Reimer, however. 44 seconds left. And another feed backdoor, and once again Jack Moran able to find the back of the net. They swap it around. First time it was Hofstedt from Moran. This time Moran, courthy of a great pass from Hofstedt.
Jack Moran.
And Moran's second tally of the contest makes it 6-3.
39.2 remaining in the second. Griffin's goal, 6, Moran. Face off for the Cardinals, 25,
play.
Martinez.
And again, no chance
Griffin's 5,
for
Scribble.
Lilly. So what a second period it has been for Seton Hill. They have outscored the Cardinals 5-0 in this frame. Right now, no answers for Willie Jesuit for Hofseth and Moran. Now a timeout called with 30.9 seconds remaining.
Seton Hill calls timeout.
Griffins trailed 3-1 in the first quarter. That feels like a distant memory now. 6-3.
Sponsored by Seton Hill.
Rush, Reimer, Moran, Hofseth, and Moran again here, all in the second quarter.
Chips,
if you missed any of the goals, we'll have a little highlight package coming up at halftime that you'll be able to check out. So stay tuned for the halftime break as well. But again, 3-1, and now it's 6-3, Sean. We mentioned Seton Hill, they can score goals. They know how to do that. And they've definitely shown it. And who knows? They call a timeout here. They might have another tally before the end of the first half.
Yeah, still short of their pace of 17.4 goals per game, but doubling up Willing Jesuit. I think that the Griffins and Coach Novotny will be pretty happy with how the team has played here in the second stanza. And when we review those goals, you're going to see some beauties for Hofseth and Moran. Beautiful passing leading to wide open nets. And the Griffins, more times than not, are going to capitalize on those chances. Championship game Saturday right here at Dick's Sporting Goods Field on the campus of Seton Hill University. So when we resume play, it'll be 30.9 seconds remaining on the clock. Seton Hill has it, trying to get another goal before the break. Rush moves it across. Now the Griffins have it behind the cage, surveying the scene. Feed in front, and now the ball high into the air. Seton Hill still comes up with it. Down to just 5 seconds. Shot. They're not going to be able to get it off. As the second quarter now comes to an end. You hear the horn. Last second desperation attempt to no avail for the Griffins, but what a second quarter it was. Seton Hill, 5 unanswered goals in the frame. No dice for Rush at the end, but the Griffins take a 6-3 lead into the break, 2 quarters in. We'll take a break as well. You are watching 2018 GMAC Men's Lacrosse Tournament play. It's here. It's on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Up is progress.
Possibility.
Trees. Big old trees.
Up is a national leader in mobile technology.
Up is a world-class performing arts center.
Up is 94% job and graduate school placement. When up is what you're after, look to Seton Hill, a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts experience that will push your life and career to the highest point possible.
You can't make this stuff up.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Greetings, Seton Hill fans, from your friends at the Ramada Greensburg Hotel and Conference Center. The Ramada is Westmoreland County's only full-service hotel, hosting hundreds of weddings, parties, live entertainment, and business events in the area's largest ballroom, which is designed to accommodate up to 1,000 guests. All of our rooms include pillow-top bedding, a work desk, ergonomic chair, and a flat-screen TV. To book your next stay or schedule your big event, visit us online at ramadagreensburg.com.
Come into Permanente Brothers, and you don't just get fries on your sandwich. You get fresh food of all sorts, served up with a little attitude and maybe a joke, and delivered in a rough around the edges, zero pretense kind of atmosphere. Expect sandwiches so big, you'll need both hands to avoid injury. And beer as cold as your best friend's older sister. But don't expect fussy, no cloth napkins here. Just the perfect place to meet friends and unwind after a long day. Come in and see how we're working hard to be your hometown favorite, no matter your hometown. Almost famous, always fresh. Permanente Brothers.
The roar of the crowd, the crack of the bat, the thousands of tackles, ground balls, and patterns run that earn the victory. AstroTurf helps make all these experiences become a reality. Since 1964, AstroTurf has been focusing on player safety, product durability, and game day performance. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area, and you'll experience their cutting-edge technology. To see what AstroTurf can do for you, visit astroturf.com.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer, the whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no
one. Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor, schedule a same-day appointment, choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1.
First half in the books, Seton Hill holding a 6-3 lead over Wheeling Jesuit here in Greensburg at the Dick's Sporting Goods Fields. I'm Sean Myers on the Westmoreland Sports Network, joined by Dan Flickinger. After a slow start to this game, Seton Hill trailed 3-1 through the first quarter to the Cardinals. The Griffins 5-0 outscore four-seeded Wheeling Jesuit in quarter number 2. They hold the 6-3 edge, and really it was a good response after a slow start to this game. Wheeling Jesuit netted the first 2 goals, obviously 3 of the first 4, but 5 unanswered in the second frame, and the Griffins looked awfully good in doing so. Looking at some of the stats real quickly, shots on goal by period, Seton Hill outshot the Cardinals 9-7 in the first period, but really dominated in quarter number 2, 14-5. They hold a 23-12 total lead in shots on goal. As we take a look at some of the highlights, first it was the visitors getting on the board. Jordan Getz, less than 5 minutes in, put Wheeling Jesuit up 1-0, and the Cardinals added to that lead. Second goal ricocheted off of one of the Griffins players. Showen Hood gets credit for it. That made it 2-0, but about halfway through that frame, the Griffins got on the board. Logan Maloney on a shot set up by Zach Rush made it 2-1. The Wheeling Jesuit finished the quarter strong. Nico Seco with just over 2 minutes left. He made it 3-1 in favor of the visitors. That was quarter number one. Quarter number two was a different story as the Griffins really dominated. Zach Rush just over a minute in, pulled his team within one, and then the equalizer courtesy of Adam Reimer as he worked his way behind the cage out front for the goal to make it 3-3, and then the top goal scorer started to take over. Jack Moran, number 6, gets one on a nice feed in the slot. That made it 4-3 Seton Hill, and then he connects with John Hofsef backdoor. Beautiful feed to make it 5-3, and then swap it around. Next time around, it was Hofsef setting up Moran for the easy goal, and that's where we stand. That tally coming with just 39.2 seconds remaining. 3 goals over the final 3 minutes and 36 seconds in that second period to put Seton Hill ahead 6-3. One of 2 Wheeling Jesuit on the man-up opportunity. Seton Hill is yet to go to a man-up scenario. Clears by period, 9 of 12 for the Griffins, 6 of 10 for Wheeling Jesuit overall through the first half, and face-off 7 of 11 for the Griffins as well. That's an area they typically do well in, and that's continued here today. Dan, any thoughts on this first half? We saw really a tale of 2 quarters, in my opinion.
Sorry, Sean. Yeah, we really did. Wheeling Jesuit. I think Wheeling Jesuit's still playing pretty well defensively. I just think Seton Hill has started to execute on the offensive side. Again, as I mentioned, and you folks got a chance to see on those replays, I think Seton Hill's done a really nice job of passing here, especially in the second quarter. They set up a lot of nice goals. Again, the second half of those goals was the easy part, the shots. I just think the Griffins have done a nice job of moving the ball around and just being able to, kind of thread the needle a little bit offensively. I think that's been the difference. I don't know that Wheeling Jesuit has played any worse defensively. I just think Seton Hill's that good offensively where they're going to figure out a way to score goals, and I think they were able to do that, and I think that they maybe did show a little bit more urgency. I think we saw it at the end of that first half, the urgency kind of starting to show for Seton Hill. Listen, the last time, and I know you mentioned this earlier, the last time the Griffins hosted a conference tournament, and that's when actually Seton Hill was in the ECAC before moving to the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. The last time they were in it, they lost on the first day. So they had to host the conference championship, and the host team wasn't even in it. So, I'm sure that's in the mind of Brian Novotny and some of these coaches, certainly. And, while you have a lot of time to go when you're down 3-1 like Seton Hill was, you definitely want to show a little bit of urgency at least, even though you can still stay patient at the same time because you're that good offensively. So I think the Griffins did a very nice job of being able to kind of find their legs, pass very well, and now hopefully they can come out in the second half and continue taking care of business. Sean, I just want to pass along a hello to John Robbins. He is a student at Penn Trafford High School. He's actually tuned in right now. He said, "Don't worry, I'm in study hall." He is a very talented high school up-and-coming broadcaster. He actually helped us out with our Penn Trafford broadcast a few times during football last year.
So you're doing some recruiting already?
I am, yeah, already, yeah. And he also is a lacrosse player at Penn Trafford. So he says, "Sounds great, guys, and don't worry, I'm in study hall. Go Griffs. I'm going to the championship on Saturday." And he also said, "Go PT as well." So if he says we sound okay, then obviously we must sound okay since he's a broadcaster and a lacrosse guy himself. So.
And he's a big Brett Craig fan.
He is. Yes, he is.
Who isn't, though, if you're a Seton Hill fan?
No doubt.
By the way, Penn Trafford baseball getting a big victory yesterday in the section finale against rival Norwood. So the Warriors headed to the postseason. Just about set to begin quarter number 3. The Griffins clad in the yellow jerseys with the red numbers. The Cardinals, the black jerseys and the white numbers.
Big thank you once again to Brandon Arsenault, who will be graduating from Seton Hill soon, our intern that's on the main camera, and Marcus Weekland, who's in grad school here at Seton Hill, that has been working with us for a long time and does a fantastic job on the camera on the opposite side. So GMAC tournament, we definitely wanted to kind of bring out the bigger guns here. That's why Sean's here, too, doing the game.
Something like that.
So we thank you to Sean, Brandon, and Marcus. We get ready for the second half.
Just about set for the face-off. Griffins doubling up the Cardinals. The score 6-3. 15 minutes on the clock, and we're underway in half number 2. And Seton Hill trying to maintain possession, and the Griffins do. Good job by Seton Hill securing another face-off. And now a quick shot, and that didn't take long, 13 seconds in. And that was Skirbo, the specialist on the face-offs, and he finally finds the back of the net, doing a great job. And the Griffins now up 7-3. That's a play that probably was drawn up and executed to perfection for the Griffins. And what a rifle shot by Skirbo.
14:47 remaining in the third. Griffins goal 5, Skirbo.
So whatever
face off for the Cardinals.
Wheeling Jesuit was talking about at the half, I'm sure that was not part of the plan. As the Griffins win another draw and this time get it back into their own territory. There's a number of substitutions being made both ways. Onto the surface, Zach Rush. John Miller enters the zone from the near side and moves it behind the goal line. Out to the far side. Griffins continuing their consecutive goal streak. Make another one. What a fired shot from a sharp angle for number 13, Sean Stanners. Didn't look like he had much real estate, but he just ripped that past Lilly. And it is now 7 consecutive goals for the Griffins in this game.
14:03 remaining in the third.
No assist on that. Take another look at Stanners. A rocket shot from a difficult angle. Was able to get it past the stick of the defender and past the goaltender as well.
Face off for the Cardinals, number 11, Oscar Ortega. And for the Griffins, 5, Skirbo.
This was a 3-1 lead in favor of Wheeling Jesuit after the first quarter of play. It is now 8-3 for the Griffins. Complete domination after the first quarter for the number 1 seed. So, you know, out of this game, certainly heavy favorites, just 1 loss on the campaign, whereas Wheeling Jesuit has an overall losing record. Now Lee works his way across midfield, absorbing some checks and still has it. Now gets it to a teammate in the form of Travis Getz. Gets down low to the far side. The Cardinals trying to find some real estate. Seton Hill defending well on the perimeter. Showing height, drops it down low. Just over 2 minutes elapsed in this third quarter. The Griffins have already struck twice. Skirbo and Stanners finding the back of the net. Some strong defense against Getz. Now to the near side, turning shot attempt by Matt Lee as it goes out the opposite side. Possession will stay with Wheeling Jesuit. Cardinals now give it to Smith. Smith moves it to Schoenheit as he tries to get inside. Shot misses the mark wide. It goes out of play. Dangerous situation for some of the fans over there. Packed house here.
Yeah, it definitely is a packed house. There's a ton of people sitting over there.
Another turning shot misses and goes to almost the exact same spot.
Oh, is it really?
In front of that fence. Wheeling Jesuit has not scored in quite some time. Their last goal coming in the first period as this one bounces but is scooped up by Eisman. Eisman hasn't been tested much recently, but has come up with the saves when needed. This time he was able to reject the spinning attempt by Downs. So the Griffins come the other way now in the offensive zone. The Ferris brings it in. Sean Myers, Dan Flickinger here on the call on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Griffins taking their time. They're patient right now. They can afford to be with a 5-goal lead. Turning shot and a good save by Lilly. Probably one that he needed for his confidence after he saw a few get past him already in this third quarter. Now Wheeling Jesuit enters the offensive zone. Fitzmartin dishes off. Now substitutions for the road team. Semifinals action here. The winner of this game will await number 2 Lake Erie, number 3 Mercyhurst. That's slated for a 3 o'clock start time today. If the Griffins make it to and win this conference tournament, they all but be guaranteed of getting into the NCAA tournament. Their fate will be ultimately determined Sunday night at 7:30. Right now things looking good with a 5-goal lead. Jesuit just not able to get much going here. And they miss on that shot attempt. Less than 10 minutes left now in quarter number 3. Griffins have it. They enter the offensive zone with Miller. Miller puts the brakes on, dishes to a trailing teammate. Good movement. Now they get it inside, and a shot. Great save underneath. Point blank chance for Rush, but a big stop by Jake Lilly. That was great ball movement that led to that opportunity for Rush, however. Griffin's offense has really picked up its play as this game has progressed. Seton Hill 8, Wheeling Jesuit 3. Thought there might be some rain making its way through the area. That still could happen, but right now it's pretty sunny skies here in Greensburg. This beautiful athletic complex at Seton Hill. Lacrosse right by the practice football field and not too far away. The
Your Seton Hill goal scored by number 5, Jay Scribo, unassisted. 8:04 remaining in the third. Griffin's goal, 5, Scribo.
Sorry for those technical difficulties, but we are back. 8:04 remaining in quarter number 3, and a pair of goals in the past 5 seconds. Jordan Getz for Wheeling Jesuit made it 8-4 with a man-up tally, a full 2-minute serve penalty against the Griffins that is still in effect. But Jay Skirbo won the ensuing faceoff, took it down, and scored in just 5 seconds, man down, to make it 9-4 in favor of the Griffins. Continue play here, just about halfway through quarter number 3. The top-seeded Seton Hill team up 9-4 on 4th-ranked Wheeling Jesuit.
As soon as we get a second, Sean, we'll be able to replay those 2 goals. We apologize for the technical issue we had there, but we'll take a look back at Wheeling's and Seton Hill's goals there.
Again, as a man-up scenario for Wheeling Jesuit, and a great save underneath by Eisman on a rifle shot. Take a look at this opportunity and the subsequent save on Jablonski. As one of the Griffins hits the deck the other way. So here's the Wheeling Jesuit goal. man up. Beautiful feed, backdoor, and the easy finish for Jordan Getz. But right after that, the ensuing faceoff, Skirbo wins the draw, takes it himself. Doesn't matter how many defenders are in his way. He was determined to find the back of the net, as he does. And that's where we stand now, 9-4. So time remaining on the man-up scenario, still for Wheeling Jesuit. The Cardinals probably have to strike at least one more time here to get back in this game. Right in front, and a save by Eisman, and Seton Hill gets it out. Griffin's doing a great job. They allowed that quick goal on the man-up opportunity, but responded, and now they get another one. Underneath, and a great finish. Another goal for John Hofseth as he gets his second of the game, and Seton Hill has now reached the 10-goal plateau.
Scored by number 16, John Hofseth. And on the assist, number 14, Joe Silo.
That goal coming with 6:33 remaining.
6:33 remaining in the third. Griffin's goal,
Hofseth goes low and beats Lilly.
Face off for the Cardinals, number 21, Gwynn. And for the Griffins, 5, Skirbo.
And now Skirbo to take the face-off where he's been so impressive. We mentioned the goal that he netted after winning the face-off earlier in this third quarter. As he wins another, takes it back into his own territory this time and flips it all the way back to Eisman to kill time. Ten to 4 in favor of the home team. Sean Myers, Dan Flickinger here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Seton Hill overcoming a slow start in which it trailed 3-1 through the first 15 minutes. Since then, has outscored Wheeling Jesuit 9-1. Griffin's trying to advance to the championship game here in the GMAC for the second straight campaign. Prevailed last year at Mercyhurst. Second time that Seton Hill has hosted the tournament. First time didn't work out the way that they had hoped, as that shot airmailed on the attempt by Maloney. Maloney scored the first goal of this game for Seton Hill. That made it 2-1 at the time in favor of the Cardinals. Stumbling attempt here, but the Griffins maintain possession. Good work by Stanners to keep his balance. And now a backhand flip nearly gets through, and it's picked up, shot down low, and a good save in front. Griffins nearly had their 11th goal of the contest. Take another look at it. Point blank opportunity, but a strong effort by Lilly to get the cross up and make the save.
I think what you're saying from Seton Hill now, Sean, you're ahead by 6. Again, you don't want to keep your foot off the gas pedal. You definitely want to keep it on, but I think you can be a little bit patient, work the clock a little bit now, and look for your shot.
We mentioned the first time these teams played, Seton Hill prevailed, but Wheeling Jesuit mounted a comeback in that game after trailing early. So certainly the Griffins don't want that to happen again. Low shot fended away by Eisman. Squirts free, battle for it. And it looks as though Wheeling Jesuit the first team to it, although a whistle blown, and indeed will be Cardinals' possession. Eisman was recognized before the game as the goaltender of the year in the conference. He's made some big stops. The last line of defense. Now less than 4 minutes left in this third quarter. We play 4 15-minute quarters at the collegiate level. Seton Hill ranked number 3 entering play. Turning shot, and that one finds the back of the cage as it goes 5-hole. Derek Downs pulls Wheeling Jesuit within 5. It's now 10-5.
Wheeling Jesuit's goal scored by number 24, Derek Downs.
So Downs able to find the mark, and that certainly much needed. No assist
Face off
on the tally.
Number 11, Ortega. And for the Griffins,
as
5,
Downs
Skirbo.
goes down and gets it underneath Eisman. So he was able to get to the sweet spot and get it between the legs of the Griffins' sophomore goalkeeper. 10-5, and now the face-off, an area that Seton Hill has dominated. Skirbo has it, moves it forward. Quick attack, and just that quickly, Seton Hill retains the 6-goal lead. Number 16 again, Hofseth now has 3 in the game, and give credit 16, to Skirbo for winning the draw and quickly initiating the offense.
Moran.
He doesn't get the helper, it goes to Moran, but it took
3:30
just
remaining in
6
the third.
seconds.
Griffins goal 16, Hofseth.
As Hofseth able to go far side for the tally.
Watch the pass by Moran here, Sean. Over the shoulder, behind the back. That was sick.
Yeah, this team
that was
just
pretty incredible.
Looks really, really sharp at times offensively with the passing and some pretty strong finishes as well. So the lead right back to 6 for Seton Hill. Looking to add another one back to our feed, but that one from a sharp angle for Hofseth. He wasn't able to get goal number 4. Seton Hill has yielded just 2 goals since the end of period number 1. We're closing in on the final 3 minutes of the third quarter. Turning shot a bit high that time for Miller. Excuse me, that was Maloney on that shot. And there's another goal for the Griffins. A quick release, and on the finish, Petke, the senior midfielder, makes it 12-5.
Your Seton Hill goal scored by number 29, Shane Petke.
2:49 left in the third quarter.
Correction with the assist, number 6, Jack Moran.
Moran gets the helper on the Petke tally. Yes, he left his feet there to get a little bit of extra oomph behind it, and it pays off.
For the Cardinals, 21, Gwynn. For the Griffins, 5, Skirbo.
And once again, the face-off, a true strength for Seton Hill, as it's been all season long. It is won again by Skirbo. We mentioned 7th in the country in face-off winning percentage entering this contest, probably going to be moving up in the ranks after this performance.
Skirbo 13 of 19 today on face-offs right now. Wheeling Jesuit 6 for 19.
Yeah, he's right around that 70% average that he entered with. More so than just winning. He's won those face-offs and directly led to a couple quick goals.
Want to say hello to Blaine and Heidi Craig. Says, keep up the pressure, Griffins, cheering from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Go number 15. Thanks, guys. If you'd like to send us an email, you can do so by clicking where it says email us.
Craig, a native of Calgary, Alberta, and Crescent Heights. I would imagine he's not used to a ton of 80-degree days as the Griffins continue to pile on another tally. This time it is Ryan Manbeck who gets the finish. First time we've called his name, and he makes it count.
Scored by number 31, Ryan Manbeck. And on the assist,
that
number
goal
16,
just a minute
John
after
Hofseth.
the tally by Petke. Take another look. Manbeck gets the shot pass.
31, Manbeck.
It certainly felt like
Martinez.
Momentum clearly shifted in favor of the top-seeded Griffins in that second period, but in quarter number 3, Seton Hill has really piled it on.
Yeah, they really have, Sean. That's what good teams do as a flag flies. That's exactly what the number 1 seed should do. Didn't get off to a great start. They were down 3-1 in this game, if you can believe it. And now 13 goals, 12 goals later, they're up 13-5.
And they have a strong opportunity to get to and eclipse their season scoring average of 17.4. Didn't look like that was going to be the case early. Again, they scored just once in the first quarter as a chance in front. Now it's picked up. Loose ball, however, back on the turf. And the Griffins now kick it away. As Silo showing off his soccer skills. Team defense by the Griffins making things hard for Wheeling Jesuit.
Penalty on the Griffins, 1 minute for
scrambling attempt as the penalty called a cross check against
1:10
Seton Hill.
remaining in the third. Cardinals go man up.
So now Wheeling Jesuit, the man up opportunity. It doesn't take long for them to capitalize. Matt Lee with the rifle that bounces past Eisman, and the man up tally.
Man up goal scored by the Cardinals, number 14, Matt Lee. And on the assist,
yeah, Wheeling Jesuit doing a nice job man up here today. They did give up a goal man up as Seton Hill scored with Skirbo, but they're now 3 for 3 with extra man opportunities
today. For the Cardinals, 25, Martinez.
Something that Seton Hill likely would try to clean up if they advance to Saturday, which right now they're in a good position to do so. Holding the 13-6 lead, now down to about the final minute of quarter number 3. Face-off and a whistle. And a violation against the Griffins. Wheeling Jesuit, I'm sure would love to add at least one more goal before this quarter comes to an end. It was 3-1 in favor of Wheeling Jesuit after the first. 5 unanswered by Seton Hill allowed the Griffins to take the 6-3 lead into the break. And after the intermission, the Griffins offense has really turned it into another gear. Jesuit with a sharp angle shot and a nice save by Eisman, who was in good position. Now, just about 20 seconds remaining. And a long feed across. Seton Hill might have an opportunity here as Estabrooks has it. Enters the offensive zone, we get a whistle. And it goes against Seton Hill. The clock showing less than 7 seconds as Wheeling Jesuit trying to get a last-second shot off. Turning shot and deflected wide by Eisman. That brings period number 3 to an end. Seton Hill holding a 13-6 lead as we head to the fourth. They try to move on to the championship. 2018 GMAC men's lacrosse action continues here. It's on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
At a time when healthcare is ever-changing, the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine is building healthier communities, one graduate, one patient at a time. That's why LECOM is preparing the next generation of physicians, pharmacists, and dentists, ready to meet the challenges of 21st century medicine. Our graduates are the future of healthcare, the ones who will make a difference in people's lives today and tomorrow. LECOM, preparing the next generation of healthcare providers. To learn more, visit lecom.edu.
Hey, have you heard about the new My Sheets Card loyalty program? You can earn points on all purchases made in-store, and rewards are customized based on the stuff you like. So you can earn status to get even more cooler stuff. It's bigger, it's better, it's sheetsier.
What's sheetsier?
Well, it's like...
It's bigger, it's better, it's sheetsier. The new My Sheets Card.
We move to quarter number 4 here in Greensburg. Seton Hill University, the venue of the GMAC lacrosse semifinals and championship game to be held over the next 2 days and through 3 frames. Seton Hill holding a 13-6 lead over Wheeling Jesuit, although the Cardinals will begin man up here in quarter number 4. Seton Hill outscoring the 4-seeded Cardinals 7-3 in that third quarter to take
a look back at the penalty here, Sean, here coming up right now.
There you go, the 30-second hold. Wheeling Jesuit, as you mentioned, Dan, has been dynamic man up. Opportunity for them to try to chip away at this deficit. Moving the ball around as the final seconds ticking down. Seton Hill's back even. Good job that time by the Griffins, man down, killing it off. Now David St. Clair enters with some speed. He gets a shot off, and it trickles in. Is that a goal? It is. St. Clair able to get it past the netminder Lilly, who got a piece of it, and it just barely crosses the line. The Griffins now have 14.
Your Seton Hill goal scored by number 7, David St. Clair.
Take another look at this one. I don't think it ever made it to the back of the net, but just enough to get past the goal line.
14-19 remaining in the fourth.
That ball had looks like
Griffin's goal,
some
number 7,
backspin on it,
St.
but
Clair.
it did
Face
cross
off
the
for
line for
Cardinals,
St. Clair.
25, Martinez, and for the Griffins,
The Griffins
5,
now
Sturgo.
up by 8. Face off controlled by Wheeling Jesuit, but we get a stoppage for a hold.
I want to say hello to Jack Ashworth. Says great broadcast. He's listening in or watching in Bonita Springs, Florida. Zach Rush is his grandson, and he says what a great job he's done coming back from the torn ACL last season. Indeed, Zach's been instrumental for the Seton Hill team. Keep the Griffins rolling. Thanks, Jack.
So many players, key cogs in the team's success here in 2018. And it is worth repeating, 14-1 record. The only loss coming on February 17th, 14-13. Since then, this team has been perfect. Trying to get another one in the win column here today in the semifinals and advance to the championship to be played on Saturday. Now the ball goes out of play off of the brick wall.
We mentioned before the game today they gave out some awards, and another congratulations to Griffins coach Brian Novotny for getting Coach of the Year, and also Max Eisman, he was Goalkeeper of the Year, and Brett Craig, Specialist of the Year, Jack Moran, Offensive Player of the Year. Clean sweep, I think, for the Griffins. Yeah, no other awards there, so they got them all.
Well deserved for the campaign Seton Hill has had. An opportunity there, but a strong save by Lilly as the ball goes out of play. Seton Hill still with possession behind the cage. Griffins try to bring it out in front. And a backhand attempt that time by Rush, but his shot was stopped by Lilly. Take another look at Rush's attempt here as he gets creative with it. And great reaction by Lilly from point blank. Wheeling Jesuit facing an 8-goal deficit with less than 12 and a half minutes remaining. You figure, Dan, that they're going to have to really try to push the pace here in this fourth.
Yeah, they definitely have to use some urgency, no doubt. It's nice having a big lead when you're on the good side of it, but when you're down like this, you definitely have to take chances. But the problem is, in lacrosse, you miss your chances. The other team can definitely come down and score the other way, especially with Seton Hill's offense.
Hounding defense by the Griffins, but Wheeling Jesuit maintains possession. Sharp angle shot and a strong save by Eisman. I don't know if that was going on the net, but he didn't want to take a risk with it and gets up possession to his teammates. Now back to Eisman, who dishes across. Griffins in no hurry with less than 12 minutes left in regulation. Now a pass into the offensive zone. Bobbled momentarily, but the Griffins pick it up. Cutting inside, unleashing a shot and finding the back of the net is Dan Rupert. Rupert had plenty of room once he got possession and really no resistance as he was able to rip a shot.
Your Seton Hill goal scored by number 32, Dan Rupert.
So Rupert
unassisted.
Gets on the score sheet today.
11:31
across and goes low.
32, Rupert. Face
That
off
makes
for
it
the
15 to
Cardinals,
6.
25, Martinez, and for the Griffins, 5, Skirbo.
Seton Hill just turning it on offensively here.
Griffins out shooting Wheeling Jesuit 40-27. Ground balls 12-7 for Seton Hill. Griffins also 16 of 20 on clears today. And no extra man opportunities today for the Griffins, but they haven't needed them. Also, Sean, Jack Moran with 5 points now on the afternoon. John Hofseth with 5.
We mentioned Moran already honored for his accomplishments. Entered with 84 points, 48 goals, 36 assists. Hofseth was third on the team in points with 45. Entering action is Wheeling Jesuit trying to get inside Griffins, just all over the place, swarming defensively. And a shot misses the mark, goes wide. It will stay with Wheeling Jesuit. "12 players in the regular season with 10 or more points for this Griffins squad." Seton Hill gets it up to midfield. Now Hammer delays and gives off. Hammer checks out of the contest now as the Griffins move it behind the cage. Near side back up top. There's Thomas Hanulak for Seton Hill that had it momentarily. Now Moran, we talked so much about him, he circles back. Near side shot attempt off of the post, and the ball flies all the way out to midfield. Smith has it. Now he comes the other way, rifles a shot that misses. Griffins awfully close to finding the back of the net again. And that one caught the post. Wheeling Jesuit shot attempt blocked by Seton Hill, right up the mask of one of the players. The Griffins will stop action momentarily. That was Stanners who caught that one right off the cage, and he looked to be a little shaken up. As Stanners now checks out for a substitute. We'll see if he returns to action. Less than 9:40 remaining in quarter number 4. It's all Griffins, 15-6 over Wheeling Jesuit. Cardinals could see their season come to an end. An attempt inside is broken up, and Eisman comes up with the loose ball. Now flips ahead, a scramble for it, and the Griffins get to it. Beautiful feed, and now Seton Hill in transition is bobbled momentarily by Graham, but now he does maintain. Seton Hill showing some of its great passing ability on that play. That has been certainly a hallmark of their success in this contest. Manbeck has it now. Drops back. Petke, one of the goal scorers, in possession. Petke and Rupert play catch. They've both found the back of the net. Petke thought about a shot, thought better of it. He passes to the far side. Griffins maintaining offensive zone possession and running time off the clock here. Seton Hill seemingly closing in on a trip to the championship. Won this conference tournament a year ago at Mercyhurst, now trying to do it in their own backyard here at Dick's Sporting Goods Field. A shot stopped right at the goal line by Jake Lilly. Lilly certainly has been tested in this contest. And now an errant feed by Wheeling Jesuit allows the Griffins to come up with it. And Seton Hill quickly gets it back into the offensive zone. Griffins Moran has it behind the cage. Now to Rush. Substitutions for Seton Hill. John Miller re-enters play. As a train passes in the background. It's a familiar sight and sound here at Seton Hill's athletic complex. Ball goes out of play and goes back to Wheeling Jesuit. More than halfway through. Because there you have a good view of the train.
Every time the train comes, I feel like it's going right through the press box, Sean. So
doesn't actually ever go through the press box, I hope, though, does it?
No, I don't think it hasn't yet.
Little
I'm still alive,
off the track. Weather has been beautiful so far today for this game. There's concerns that maybe some rain would make its way through, but that has not happened thus far. As a big collision along the net. A trio of players hit the turf. Hope everyone's okay. It looks like they are. As Wheeling Jesuit will get possession, take another look. 3 players go down. Heisman able to avoid any contact, however. About 6.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Seton Hill overcoming a slow start. The Griffins were down 3-1 after the first quarter of play, as that shot misses well high from Schunheit. Wheeling Jesuit with a turning shot. Now it's scooped up by the Griffins, who quickly transition into the offensive zone. And now Rush has it. Rush cuts in and leaves a pass. Across to the far side. Shot against the grain, just misses the mark. Griffins nearly had their 16th. Again, either Lake Erie or Mercyhurst will play the winner of this game. Looks like it at this juncture will be the Griffins moving on to Saturday's championship. Seton Hill, methodic approach here in the offensive zone as that shot misses the mark by Rush, goes out of play. Where it's scooped up by Maloney. Seton Hill looking for its 15th win of the campaign. Each of the last 2 games, this offense has netted 22 goals. Might come up shy of that mark here. Take another look at this attempt by Seton Hill. Right off of the shoulder of Lilly. Another substitute, Robert Hofseth, comes in for Seton Hill, wearing number 45. John Hofseth has been instrumental in the offensive explosion. 5 goals in the second period, 7 here in the third, and now the Griffins tacking on 2 more here in the fourth frame. Shot never made it through. It's loose in the crease and ultimately scooped up by Lilly, who gets it ahead to a teammate. Oscar Ortega rolls a pass that gets away from his teammate. Derek Downs, the intended target. Downs has a goal here in the second half. More substitutions for Seton Hill. Fresh bodies out there as the clock ticks near 4 minutes left. Griffins ranked 3rd nationally in the USILA men's lacrosse poll. Highest national ranking the team has ever had. Also 3rd in the North region of the NCAA rankings. Coach Novotny has plenty to be proud of here in year number 12. There you see a good look at Manbeck. Manbeck scored with less than 2 minutes left in period number 3 as a turning shot in close to no avail. Griffins and their faithful can feel the championship game appearance upcoming. As the Griffins continue to cycle in fresh troops. Now it's Esta Brooks who enters the field. He dishes off. Turning shot down low, just misses the mark. That was a good look for John Miller. Clock continues to run. It's Robert Hofseth. Now, a spinning attempt to split the defense by Estabrook, so he wasn't too happy with one of the shots he took. It's a flag on the play. And it'll be the first man-up opportunity for the Griffins as the penalty charge to David Coral, a 30-second violation for a hold. Opportunity to work on some stuff here for Seton Hill.
Griffins now with 46 shots. 15 ground balls to 9 for Wheeling Jesuit. The Cardinals with 32 shots on the game. And you mentioned Griffin's first time man up.
I'm sure Coach Novotny happy that he gets to maybe work on this scenario. As they quickly swing it around. Quick ball movement, but the man up comes to an end. Turning shot. That was a good opportunity on the back end of that man up for Colin Mitchell, but was not able to beat Lilly. And now looks as though Lilly a little shaken up. As the goalkeeper hobbling a bit. He's worked hard today. Looks like he's going to check out here as PJ Campion takes over, the freshman from McLean, Virginia. You hope that Lilly is okay. He is a senior, so the end of his collegiate lacrosse career. Just over 2 minutes left. Griffins have had a 9-goal lead for the vast majority of this fourth quarter. The last goal came with 11:31 remaining, courtesy of Dan Rupert. Griffins still shy of their season average of 17.4, but they get one closer. A shot ripped by Moran as he gets another tally. Jack Moran has been dynamic in this contest. He now has 3.
Jack Moran. And on the assist, number 34, Logan Maloney.
They're coming with 1:38 remaining.
1:38 remaining.
Yeah, about a 15-3 run here for Seton Hill. Hard to believe it was 3-1 after one
Face
quarter.
Off for the Cardinals, 25, Martinez.
Time Moran goes high.
Griffins, 5,
and the new netminder Campion not up to the first test that he faces. So Moran continues to add to his impressive stats total here in 2018. It's a 10-goal edge for the Griffins, 16-6. The popular Craig enters the zone. And now Robert Hofseth near midfield. Moves it to the near side. That's to Brooks as he spins away. Taking some shots from Scotty Gwynn. Now the final minute as the Griffins set to close out this semifinals victory. Number 1 Seton Hill up by 10 on number 4 Wheeling Jesuit. And for the Cardinals, their season just about to come to an end. Some last-minute substitutions. Thomas Hanulak comes out for Seton Hill. Griffins looking to get another shot, and that one might have hit off the post. Now Wheeling Jesuit coming the other way. Less than 30 ticks remaining on the clock. And the Cardinals a little errant on the pass. It's scooped up by Smith behind the goal line. He moves it across to the near side. And a shot in. Did that find the back of the net? It did. Believe it was Derek Downs who was able to get that finish. So Downs certainly not giving up.
Cardinals goal scored by number 24, Derek Downs, unassisted.
He finds the back of the net with just 9.5 seconds remaining, making his score 16-7.
Face off for the Cardinals 25, Martinez. And for the Griffins, 5, Skirbo.
And the face-off, such a key for Seton Hill, not only today but all season long. With Skirbo, one of the best around. As he continued to battle. And Seton Hill ultimately comes up with it as the final seconds tick off. The Griffins, 16-7 winners. They move on to the championship game of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference on Saturday. We'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap this one up. Once again, your final score, 16-7, Seton Hill over Wheeling Jesuit, 2018 GMAC tournament action continues here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.